welcome to episode 21 of Pineapples and Thorns. Today, I've got Peter with me,
3 stars for the good guys.
and we have some special guests with us, Fado and Hefe. Hey, guys.
Greetings.
Hope you all had a restful and enjoyable holiday. Did you do anything fun and exciting?
Actually, I have a great story. I
Okay.
fooled my kids. My sister and I have a company together, and so it was our time to get new iPhones.
Ooh, nice.
And so she needed hers early. I put mine in the stocking because it's hard to buy for dad, of course. But we have a limit. My wife does, basically we're a family of 6, so everybody or each person gets assigned 2 names. We buy something we think that person will like, and then we buy a stocking stuffer.
Mhm.
And then mommy fills the rest, right? She does the socks and underwear, the chocolate or whatever, but we all kind of pick out something unique. So this year I wrapped up that iPhone 13 and then put it into my stocking. And then and the best thing was I opened a box from my daughter, and it was an infuser box, like one of these vaporizers.
Mhm.
But inside was one of those bean filled bags for, the heat therapy. So you put on your back when you're sore.
Oh, nice.
So that was perfect. I opened up the iPhone box. I said, "Oh, somebody used an iPhone box." And I was playing around. I said, "Oh, this box hasn't been opened." And I pulled the 2 tabs and opened up, and it's like, iPhone 13. Thank you, guy. I made this big production of it. My wife is shooting daggers at the kids. Oh, it was so funny. And my,
Oh
my
my gosh.
son is 16, so he's got the little smirk on his face because he doesn't know what's going on. And my 20-year-old is like mumbling something to the effect of, "Santa's real?" And then I confessed. So I got my kids on Christmas morning. So that's my
That's
story.
awesome. I don't have any exciting stories like that. It was nice. I just had a nice dinner. It was nice to get together with my mom again and just have a family dinner. So that was really special. So, Peter, why don't you talk here about some of the events going on in the CFF? I know there's a few things happening.
So we have not just, but a couple weeks ago now, we finished the CFF versus the C2J Grudge War. CFF fought out of War Resistance, and C2J fought out of, I think, my favorite clan name right now, Soggy Biscuits. CFF managed to pull out the win 100-95. There were some fun bets, and Mords got to stream a little bit of it, so it was a fun time. It helped bond us together.
For sure. It was a lot of fun.
Who did you end up attacking, Kat? You called somebody right away.
Let's see. I know I hit Forco, and I know I tripled him. And I attacked Knob.
Oh yes, good old Knob.
I almost got it. Not quite.
Were you in that war, Fado?
I was. I can't remember. I didn't have any grudges. Like, I'm not as petty as others, but I just kidding. I hit C note and got a 2-star. I did use the super drags. Morgan was in the war, and I was like, that's a neato thing. He's wrecking everything with. Nice comp. So I tried it and swagged a clone, and I got a triple. I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm like, man, these things are powerful. But I might be giving away the agenda, so I'll hush now.
Okay. Hefe, were you in that war?
I was. I got a sweet fail pack and watched everyone else wreck shop.
It was fun. It was a good time. I like having those big event wars. 50 spins are always good.
Yeah, for sure.
So a couple other kind of milestone wars coming up. Dark Sector is closing in on their 400th win, and Red Thorn is closing in on their 500th win. But I think K Farmhouse is going to beat us all, and they are going for their 500th win. I think it's going to be very soon. I think they're going to try to push it off until after SCWL is done, so everybody can kind of be in there that wants to be in there without splitting up the teams. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I know we're about 18, I think, wins away from our 500. So ours will be sometime, probably February. Well, maybe late January, early February.
If we go on a streak, well, it'll be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, for sure.
13 Cat. We have 487 wins.
Oh, we're closer than I thought. Okay, yeah, it'll definitely be in January then.
Yeah, a couple a week at the worst, so.
Yeah.
Good. We also have an upcoming war against the EYG family. We're going to join forces with C2J and the CFF, and we're going to go against those guys. Thanks to Miss P and her, what's her word? What's the word I'm looking for? Her
She's
challenge.
calling them out.
Yeah, calling them out. And we're hoping still to set up the CFF versus Close Gaming. I know Catfish has been super busy. He's had a whole lot going on. If you listen to his podcast, he's been a very busy guy. So we're hoping that can still get set up. And I guess the last thing I should mention is C2J, Carl, is trying to set up a New Year's Eve war also against EYG. And the CFF is going to help bolster the rosters in C2J.
Yeah, it's a busy time for the whole CFF and all our friends. Lots of events happening, and if anybody's interested, you can get more information on the CFF server about all of those events. So check us out there. So Fado, you've joined us before, but why don't you and Hefe give us a brief Clash history where you've both played, what town halls you play, and sound on or off. Fado, you want to go first?
That's a fun question. I love that. So I bounced around, did a lot of casual things, but I was always looking for something a little more competitive. I then did some tryouts back when there were like web forums and such for more competitive clans. And I saw like that was more of a time investment. Like I was looking for something a little in between. And I ended up with a few good players at a small clan. But I was always like looking at like CFF type clans because of the family and such. So I eventually made my way to the Wall, then to the Rated, then to Bad Intentions, and then to AYS. Once Bad Intentions was kind of through with its run, took a pandemic, or I took a break. The pandemic hit, and then Kat invited me to Red Thorn, and I can't think of anywhere else I'd ever rather be. So that's basically it. And to your big question, I am definitely a sound on player during war because I just need those sound cues.
Yeah.
I just have had too many things wiped out by those darn clan castles that you can't hear coming out, and I'll miss them even with the sound ons from time to time. I'll miss them too. So, and I generally only play like I have a 13 that is a few hours from having max heroes, which is
Nice.
which is a lot of fun, and a 14 which is a few hours from starting its last mortar upgrade, and then it's just traps and now
Nice.
collectors. So yeah.
Hefe, how about you?
Similar story. Oh gosh, what year was that? Like 2014, 2015. I was working at a high school, and a bunch of my athletes on the track team were like, "Oh, you've got coach, you gotta play this awesome game called Clash of Clans." And not, being single at the time, had a lot of time on my hands. Like, oh, sure, I'll play. Joined their clan, and it was, as you would expect, very casual. And I quickly found the old One Hive channel. Decided that I wanted to become more competitive, and that first step was actually, I don't know if any of you remember the original Kent Farmhouse.
Yeah.
Before they went off on their separate ways. I joined Kent Farmhouse maybe a week before they split, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like, what's going on? Like, what do I do?" So I hung out with them for a while, and then moved over to Valor Morgulis and Bye Forever, and stayed there for a long time. I don't remember what season of the CWO I left from after it was finished. I think it was fourth or fifth. Ask ODS, he remembers everything. And then I retired. Just flat out deleted the game, got rid of my accounts. It's a lot of work. Competitive scene is a lot of work. And I don't know, maybe a year to 18 months maybe. I was like, I'm going to farm up an account from square one. And happened to post in VM's Discord, "Hey, who's got a spot for me to park?" And Kat perked up and said, "Come to KGH." I then bought what the time was a Max 13. Now is, except for walls, a Max 14. Moved that to Red Thorn, and here I am. I play that Max 14, and I have 2 that are sitting unattended right now, which I think we'll talk about a little later.
Awesome.
As for sound, I do not even like to be spotted with sound. Like, I would prefer my spotter to mute and just, we go over the attack plan, and then you mute yourself. There's no sound. So I don't have sound when I play. I'm walled away where nothing can distract me.
Interesting. Like, no sound on in the game at all.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
How about you, Kat? Do you ever play with the sound on?
I do now. I never used to. And then I think ODS had been talking about playing with the sound so you could hear the CC coming out. And so I started to do that, and I found that it does help, at least for me anyways. So for war, definitely sound on.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Sound on for war, just so I can hear that CC pull.
Yeah. So there's a few things that we wanted to talk about today. Update on the Unbreakable Challenge. I know Rusty and I are kind of in a bit of a race to get it done. And I'm currently at 42.98 and Rusty's at 4026.
Ooh, got him by a bit.
Right now, it's been kind of back and forth. He'll sit a little bit behind me, and then all of a sudden he'll be ahead of me, and I'll have to make sure I'm dropping. I know he couldn't be with us today because he's quite sick, but I'm sure he'll spend the time working on the Unbreakable Challenge, and I'll be back playing catch up. Hefe, are you playing that one as well? Are you doing the Unbreakable?
Yeah, I am. I'm way behind you guys. I'm 3,000, I think, give or take.
Oh, yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
The only issue with me is getting on during the work day, and getting rid of a shield. That's really slowed me down.
Yeah, I found that if you can sort of hop on during the day and just drop again, it speeds it up quite a bit. Because normally I'll get on in the morning and I'll be up in silver too, and drop back down to bronze, and then about halfway through the day I have to go back and do it again.
Yeah, you can hop on and have 20 attacks against you, and it not 2 hours since you last run the game.
Exactly. And another fun thing that we're doing is a bunch of us did this 100-day challenge, and where you park your account for 100 days, and when you open it up, there's supposed to be a bunch of things upgraded. Now, has anybody opened their account?
I have to confess, I made a boo-boo. I opened it by accident, and then so I won't reveal anything, but I'm going to be a little bit ahead of you guys. So I think we should all open up that game and open up that account and just kind of play through the first bit.
Okay. Should we do it while we're on the podcast?
I think we should.
Okay.
It'll add a couple extra minutes, but Mama she could just cut out the dry air.
Okay. So my account was perpendicular, and it had just gone to 12 when I parked her. So I'm gonna hit open and see what happens. First time in 100 days that I'm opening this.
Fingers crossed.
And Hefe, what account did you say you had parked?
Both of my minis are parked. I had a freshly minted Town Hall 10 and a freshly minted Town Hall 12.
Okay, I had just gone to Town Hall 13, so I dropped all the new stuff, and then Kat and I put them aside.
Mm-hmm. And yes, you do have to attack your own village.
Okay.
What did you guys have? What did you guys have built?
I had the CC, I think, and the lab. Nothing else.
What army did you get?
I've got some dragons.
Okay. And how about you, Hefe?
I haven't opened it yet. I was going to let Kat do hers first.
Well, there's quite a bit to do, so I think you should open it now, Hefe. Then we can kind of compare as we go along, because she's going to have to attack her base. Fado, do you have one of these going too?
About a month ago, I opened a TH9 I hadn't opened in about 4 years.
And
it everything was done.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't that far off, And the interesting thing about it is it won't, like you guys pointed out, it's not going to drop the things that may have been added in the interim.
Right.
So in that 4 years, there'd been an additional, like I think a dark drill, and it doesn't seem to do walls, unfortunately.
No.
But yeah, it's basically now a max 9. I mean, it tells you how long ago it was.
And your army keeps replenishing.
Yeah.
It's like
Right. Oh
unlimited
yeah, that's
troops.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm just like, why did I drop that?
Look, I would be like ready for, Worlds if I could figure out a way to get that to work in war.
That's hilarious. Yeah, everything keeps coming back as it dies.
I want to see someone fail that, even though the troops keep coming.
I had a hybrid, and I, of course, dropped the miners and hogs, and then I looked down at the bar, and it's like, I didn't drop all my miners? What the heck? I never do it like that. So I dropped them in. I didn't drop all my hogs? What's going on? Yeah. So what I didn't do, and I want you guys to say, is how many troops did you end up at the end? Because Judo Sloth, when he did this, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, he had like 610 or 61 baby drags he actually eventually dropped. So that's like 610 camp space, which is just insane. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out. I've got arrows pointing everywhere.
Okay, so let's just hold on and let Hefe finish his attack, and then we'll work our way through those things.
It's been so long since I've done a go wee wee attack.
Because doesn't it leave that army like your last? Is it your last trained army that it has for you?
I think so.
Because mine was a Barch. That tells you how long ago.
Wow. But you would have been farming at Town Hall 9, right? You would have been
exactly
hero upgrade.
Oh yeah, farming at Town Hall 9 in 2016, 2017, it had to be just Barch, wouldn't it? I mean, nowadays you can't get super troops, right? Even though 11 and above, you can get the sneaky gobs and farm away.
Right. Although I used to love Goblin Knife for Dark Elixir way back when we were grinding.
Wow, I have 15 million gold, 15 million elixir, and 150,000 dark in my loot cart.
Okay, are we doing that?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, I also have 16 million. Well, I guess one extra Town Hall, 16 million elixir and 16 million gold and 160 dark.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had 13 million, and then let's see what else they've done for me.
Shall we look at the lab, see what research?
Yes, my wall breakers are done. My healers are done. Let's see what else. That looks like about it.
I got a lousy level 3 headhunter.
I got 4 levels on both my king and queen. A level 4 bomb tower, sweepers at level 6, a level 3 inferno, a level 2 inferno, and my baby bow is at level 2, and then some just collectors and stuff.
What is kind of amazing going back and looking at a TH9 with my my 2021 vision of Clash, just how much cheaper it is to advance your heroes and the walls than it was originally.
Sure.
I mean, the walls would kill you, and the heroes, my goodness. I mean, there were no books, there was no clan games, and 30 queen levels. It's really hard, and imagine what maybe to gem these things back then, how much money you pumped into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't. I was cheap.
I mean, considering 100 days, there was not a ton of stuff done. Let's see. I've got an elixir storage done, three level 13 walls.
Woo!
2 levels on a Tesla. A few other things. I have 2 levels on my king and a level on my warden. So a few things here and there, but not nearly as much as I thought.
I got 2 gold mine levels, 2 level 14 walls, 1 level on my eagle, 1 level on my king, and 1 level on my warden.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do y'all want me to open the 12 as well?
Oh, sure.
Might as well.
Let's see how Hefindi is doing.
So while you play through your opening attack there, Magnus posted this week about the wall reductions, the reduced costs again, and I had to do it. I started a new account because I just
You
wanted to see
did?
how
Oh
long,
no.
see how long it would take me to get the Town Hall 2. Well, that took about 4 hours to finish off Town Hall 2. So then I thought about it for a day, and I thought, well, I'll just, there's that Town Hall 5 cup. I'll push up to Town Hall 5. So I'm slowly working my way through Town Hall 5 right now.
How are you liking it?
It is so much fun. There's so little, not so little to do, but your troops are weak, so strategy works. But it suits my brain. I can do one thing at a time. Send a
Nice.
few giants here,
Oh.
kill them order, send everything else.
Oh, they also give you a welcome back gift of, well, for me, it's 2.5 million gold and 500 gems for Canadian $1.39. So that'd be like 99 cents US. Not bad.
I also was offered that 2.5 million gold and the 500 gems for $1.39 Canadian.
Easy to take.
What army did you get on that mini Hefe?
It's some sort of a kind of random. There's a bunch of ice golems and dragons. I must have had it cooked up for just donating or something. I don't know.
Well, we all know what we'll be working on for the next few days. We're busy working on these new accounts. It'll be kind of fun to play through them. Do some upgrading. Like I'm not farming enough accounts right now.
Of course you're not.
A lot more loot on the Town Hall 12.
Yeah.
Let's see what my builders did. I have a level 4 Inferno, 3 13 walls, Eagle to level 3, and then only 1 level per hero.
Still, Dark Elixir you didn't have to farm.
Exactly.
That's true. I don't know about troops yet.
So while he's checking out, let's talk a little bit about that December update. We've all been playing for a while now. Do you guys have any likes or dislikes about it?
Okay, Fadio, let's hear about those super drags.
They are OP because I couldn't screw them up without really knowing. You know what I mean? I don't normally do a lot of dragon hits, so. But I kind of got the gist of what Morgan was doing, and picked a base and said, "Why not?" They just tore through the base. It was really remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fan of them. I need to do, I need to do a little more with them. I think, because they're such a great addition to the drag family. I just feel as I continue farming and I'm using so many super wall breakers and sneaky goblins that I usually don't have them for war.
Right.
I'm almost done with farming, so I'll probably unlock those. I need to try out like rocket loons too. But long story short, like there's a lot there in those. I really need to play with them some more. And it's not just like it's figuring out where they don't work, right? It's base identification. Like I just wish I was better at identifying bases, period. Because I have a couple of attacks I'm really comfortable with, and I try and like shoehorn those strats into just about any base, and Clash makes you pay.
Oh yeah.
Like when you do that.
Do you remember the comp that Morgan showed you?
Off the top of my head, no, but I do know. I think it was 4 supers, 2 drag riders. So right there, that's 210 space. I think there may have. I think we also threw in a couple of regular dragons because he didn't tell me why. I just copied his comp. But my thinking on that was, if you throw those in, you've already overwhelmed an Inferno Tower. Like that's
Right,
8
right.
beefy drags and a beam on a TH14. There's 6 beams.
Right.
Because theoretically, you can be like, well, forget it. I'm just going to go a little heavier with the super drags. But then, 6 super drags is 240 camp space, and it leaves you very little else. So I think it was 4, 2, and 2. So that would, what I say, that's 250 camp space, leaving you a little bit for maybe super wall breaker or babies and ice golems for your opener.
Very good.
Have you played with the Flame Flinger?
Oh gosh.
I have.
Yeah, I have. I actually have. I charged up through Titans really close to Legends, but I still need to farm, so I'm not ready for Legends yet. And I'm just copying what a clanmate is doing, and I'm finding what I'm finding is if I had 4 minutes, I'd 3-star everything with this strategy.
Oh, wow.
The problem is I have not 3-starred anything with more than 10, 12, 15 seconds left. So you can get caught with time using it. And you have to be real careful for Teslas and mortars.
What do you see in Heffy?
I had bad luck with it when I first started because it takes so long. But I started putting hogs in it. And honestly, there's not a better cleanup troop. And so I've noticed my hit rate go up, a lot less time fails because I'll drop the flinger super early and let it go nearly the whole time and then just click it again to release the hogs, and they clean up everything so fast. I'm still playing with it.
So you're using that with Miner Hog Hybrid?
No, I haven't really done a hybrid in a long time. Just honestly, the hogs are just cleanup. It could be used with anything else. I've been queen walking aside, generally near a scatter or preferably the eagle, and then dropping the flinger to target that defense.
Interesting.
And then just letting it kind of do work on that side and walk the queen into super drags or whatever, Yetis, whatever I'm using. And then I forget about the flinger until 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left. And then if it's still up, I'd tap it again and release the hogs, and then they clean up anything left.
How about you, Peter? Have you played with that one at all?
The flinger, yeah, I've been trying it with Miner Hog Hybrid. I had one triple, I think. It just takes a little bit of getting used to again. I've been really stuck on the air since the updates came.
Yeah.
I found, just like you, Hefe, that you need to pop the flinger. Once it kind of does the work in the area, it's trying to travel to the next defense, and it takes too long. Much, much quicker to drop, to break it open and get the troops out. I've been following Big Vale's suggestion of Volks and Giant, and they are super duper for cleanup. The flinger leaves all the trash kind of around it, and the Volks just tear through that stuff. So it's interesting. How about you, Kat?
I've played with it a little bit, but like you, I'm really stuck on. I love the super dragons. They're just, to me, they're just so powerful with the splash that they've got, and I've been using the blimp with the clone loons in it and finding a lot of success with that. Looking forward to finishing Unbreakable so I can push back up to Legends and have some fun actually farming. It's amazing how you just kind of hemorrhage loot down in Bronze. I had, after the last gold pass, my storages were overflowing with 18 million and what have you. And now I actually have had to go farming a little bit, so I had enough loot to build an army. So it's a strange feeling to have to do that. So looking forward to finishing that.
With that Unbreakable challenge, people will leave you. They'll go and they'll come take your loot, and you can get all of the collectors and be way under 30%, right? I think it's 17 buildings. So
yeah,
that's 17%. So you won't even get a shield. But
yeah,
there goes your loot.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of attacks with the goblins and super goblins, and every once in a while someone will come and smash me up and get just enough to give me a shield for 10 hours, usually in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. And then it messes up all my defenses for the night. So that's a little annoying, but it's getting there. So we also had the Clashmas Trader, and there was a lot of goodies in there for everybody, some free stuff that Supercell gave us. There was 2 builder potions, 2 training potions, a shovel of obstacles, 2 research potions, and a book of heroes. Did I miss anything?
Oh, I think I might have missed the last day.
A partridge in a pear tree.
That's what it was.
I thought it was pretty decent this time around. At least it wasn't a book of spells. So
That's right. Oh my goodness.
that made me happy.
Yes.
And the snow day challenge. Did any of you guys do that one?
I did not, no.
That's on my to-do list.
I tried it a couple of times.
Yeah, because they had the snow day challenge, which I didn't end up finishing that one. The prize for that one was a shovel of obstacles. So now they have the Clashmas challenge, and that one gives you one of the green potions and 50 gems. So that one's kind of worth trying to do.
Have you given that one a go?
I'll be giving that one a few tries to see if I can get it. Lots of freeze traps on that one, and I think I close to I've gotten so far is a 96% 2-star, but I haven't sat down and really worked at it to figure it out. I know there's a couple of walkthroughs from various content creators out there that look like they're pretty helpful, so I'll sit down and watch those today and give that a shot. How about you, Hefe? Did you finish either of those?
Oh, I don't even look at them. Not on my radar.
No. What about the snow day scenery?
Kat, did you buy the snow day scenery?
I did.
Yes. I really like the look of that one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
One of my favorite things about new scenery is just bouncing into the clan chat or Discord and being like, "Yep, Kat got it," and just be teasing Kat about getting it. And it's 100% projection on my part, right? I have a huge collection of series now. I'm a sucker for them too.
Yeah, I do regret not buying that one, the party scenery.
Oh, I got that.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I thought, no, I'm not going to buy that one. And now every time I see it, I'm just like, I kick myself because it's just such a cool one with the different stages and all the lights flashing and what have you. I thought that one was a really good one.
Was that the last anniversary one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, with a party wizard. Yeah.
I may or may not have it.
Okay, how about the Ice King hero skin? Did any of you guys get that?
I took a pass on the Ice Hero skin because, it's a frivolous waste of money, these things, right?
Right.
Wait a minute. I buy all the sceneries. Who am I kidding? Right? I just did. I don't know. I just didn't do it because I think I bought the Champion Queen recently, and I'm like, I'm good on my skin purchases for a little while.
Yeah, I did buy it.
And what do you think? Have you tried them out?
It's good. Like it matches with the rest of my hero skins that I have for the festive season. So I'll probably go back to the Champion King though. He's my favorite. What about you, Hefe?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how to change skins. I do.
Okay, well you tap on the hero.
Oh no! The scenery. The scenery.
Oh, the scenery. Okay, you tap on the town hall, and it says change scenery.
How did I get jungle scenery? Was that just given to me?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I didn't have to do anything. Woo.
We didn't have to do anything for that one.
What is my favorite skin? I think the Golem King is probably my favorite.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He actually it makes him look so much bigger, right?
He looks scary. I wouldn't
It
want to
does
meet.
look scary.
No, thank you.
How about you, Peter? What's your favorite hero skin?
I'm playing the Golem, but I the Champion King is the one. The flaming sword, and then the little guys or the barbarians that get spawned with the flaming sword. That just really appeals to me.
Yeah, I know I bought the Champion Queen, and she's got the flaming arrows, but it's not quite the same effect.
Agreed. Yeah.
So I do like her. But my favorite Queen skin would be the one where she has the black hair. I think it's the
Chinese New Year. Yes.
Yeah. That one is my favorite Queen skin for sure. So let's talk a little bit about. There's been some rumors of a so-called mega update, which is what Darian's explanation of why the December update was so minimal. There's been rumors about potentially being able to FC someone not in your clan as long as they're on your friends list. Do you think there's going to be more to that? And if so, what do you think might come? Beto, putting you on the spot.
Oh man. Thank you for setting the agenda early. I could have thought about it from the second I got it until now, and I'm frankly I'm stumped. I'm really stumped. I mean, I think the FCing sounds. I don't know that it. Look, I'm not saying that wouldn't be cool. It just doesn't feel like it would be something they couldn't roll out in relatively good time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I'm trying to think what big gaps the game has for what it is, and I mean maybe more tournament stuff in game. I don't know. I'm sorry. This is really terrible content. Me stammering for 20 seconds, but I don't have the best ideas for it. Frankly, I'm intrigued. If their big ideas have usually been good ideas, save for the builder base.
I got an extra builder out of builder base, so I'm pretty happy with that.
That's true.
Yeah, if that's the only thing you got out of Builder Base, so I mean, to make you have to farm up those painful 9 levels to get the extra builder, I would rather have just like paid for it.
What are you talking about? Builder base is the best part of the game.
Oh boy.
Said
This
no
ain't
one ever.
biting.
Dude,
There are some really good features out of builder base, right? You can change your army on the fly, right?
Yes.
You look at the base, you can build your army. You got those 30 seconds to build your, and the recurring hero power, right?
Mhm.
Those are two really different game mechanics that I think could work in Clash of Clans if they can, incorporate them in without breaking it again.
Yeah, and to like I've stated earlier that I still think the builder base is kind of a proving ground for certain things, and like the flame flinger's projectile feels a lot like that lava launcher
Oh
for
yeah,
builder base.
That's true.
So good things happen, like you said, and you get what 5 extra gems a day when you get to TH or Builder Hall 9, I think.
absolutely.
So I'm never going to turn those down.
How about you, Kat? Have you got any ideas for the mega update?
I'm kind of with Fado there. It's kind of stumped me as to what they could possibly bring to the game. I think they need to perhaps tweak Clan Wars a little bit. I'm not sure 100% how they could do that, but they really haven't done much to it in years to make it more fun or to improve the experience as far as Clan Wars go. SCCWL, I'd like to see them make it so that clans that aren't all 14s have a bit more fun with it. I know with Kent Greenhouse, we run mixed breakdowns, and if you're any higher than Crystal 2, you're getting matched with all 14s, and it's a miserable week for everyone involved. If you've got like Town Hall 7s in the mix or Town Hall 8s, they end up not even getting any stars or loot or anything. So it's a really miserable experience for them.
Yeah, that would be a magnificent update, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a big update. They would have to change a lot of their, the way they match during SCCWL, but it would level things out so much.
Yeah, and I know that their focus is on Town Hall 14 and the world's kind of scene where people are super competitive, but there are a lot of players that they like the aspect of farming. They like playing the lower town halls. They get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and yet everybody wants to play all aspects of the game, including SCCWL.
Yes.
But again, it's not a fun experience if you're a lower town hall. So hopefully they can somehow fix that. That would be on my wish list.
I've got a couple small things.
Yeah.
I mean, how long do we have to wait till they'll change FCs to where? Why does it matter if my heroes are down?
Amen. Yes.
Yes.
Like I can adjust my army. It's super easy with nothing that's in my camps right now. Why can't I adjust my CC for an FC?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, the FC is gone by the time the heroes regenerate, basically. If you just come back from like a farming hit or something, or a Legends hit.
Absolutely. And if I'm farming, especially like when I was in Legends, like you do a hit, your heroes are down. What else am I going to do with that time? Like I could use that time to FC to get better at Legends hits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's such a small thing that could be changed that could improve like just day-to-day experience with the game.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's those little things, those little adjustments that they can make that really improve the whole experience for their players. So
And I still think they need a replacement for global chat. Remember, Fox pointed that out. Well, I know she was saying about from a recruitment point of view, but then there was just the pure entertainment value of global. So,
spend a lot of time hanging out in Global, having fun. That's for sure. So let's talk about Town Hall 15. A lot of speculation on that. Do we have any thoughts on it? A potential color scheme, because we know that's extremely important. You know, the aesthetics of the game.
So they've been pretty blue, right, until they did the jungle theme.
Mm-hmm.
Red, orangey for Town Hall 10. 11 was kind of white. How about like a wizard, like purple wizard theme or something?
Yes.
Sounds like Hefe and I are on the same page.
Yeah, I was waiting just to say purple. That's got
Yeah, I'm not a man of few words, so I'll sit there and stammer and give some what I think is a thoughtful explanation. Hefe will just be like, "Get to the point, purple."
Yeah, I could see them doing purple. Purple and gold would be kind of cool because they've got, usually it kind of flows from the previous wall color, right? So you've got gold, a lot of gold in the various defenses and walls. So if they added purple to it, it would tie into the wizard tower and the wall. You could easily change the walls to have purple and gold. I think that would be a really cool color scheme.
They really figured out like Town Hall themes around like Town Hall 11, I think, because I mean Town Hall 10 originally had those blue, like electric blue zap walls with the red and orange the red and orange Town Hall and Infernos and all that.
Yeah, nothing matched. But the best walls ever were the Town Hall 8 walls with the skulls.
Absolutely. Oh, what did you like?
Yes.
I'll be the outlier. I love the lava walls of Town Hall 9. I'll stand alone. I'll die alone on that hill.
The walls of Town Hall 9.
With the lava that kind of flowed down them.
Oh yeah, that's just when they started to get.
Yeah, the first animated walls were down. So that's my fascination, I guess.
I'd like to see them bring back skulls somehow on the walls, but that's like just my personal my skull fetish.
We'd like a wall, please, Supercell.
Like on the corner walls, like like on the angles. Maybe the little skull could be on the corners. That'd be cool.
Well, I mean, if you can skin your scenery, why can't we skin the walls? Say, I love the way these look, but I don't know. I don't see how you do it because the second I see a skull wall when I'm farming, I'm like, ooh, hello. Let's go. Or even a Town Hall 14 with skull walls. Now we're talking.
That would be awesome. So what about defenses? Do you think that we're going to see any new defenses or troops, hero levels?
Pet levels. I bet we have some more pet levels.
A Mega Tesla-like defense wouldn't be a surprise, but I wonder if part of their big update is figuring out a way to go over 100 buildings, because you can't add a new defense without taking something else out of the game right now.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at my 14 right now, and there's not much free space, like even for more walls or anything. So I'm not really sure what they could do with that.
How long has it been since they increased the size of the map?
Yeah, that was, I think, a couple years ago now when they stretched us by 3 or 4 tiles.
What if that's the big update?
Yeah.
Well, didn't they at that time say that they weren't going to increase the size of the map again?
I would have to start playing on an iPad.
Yeah, I can't imagine playing on a phone with a bigger map size, bigger village size. I mean, they could take some of the decoration stuff away. Then
not my Christmas trees.
That's right. Some people fought hard for those.
Yeah, and even the sceneries, like you start taking away some of that, then people have paid money for their sceneries. So I'm not really sure what they could do. 2 stories, 2-story village. Not sure. It's going to be interesting to see, and I'm not really sure when to expect that. If it'll be spring or fall. What do you guys think?
I think the earliest it can be is the spring, really, because of when Town Hall 14 dropped. They talked about a new Town Hall every 18 to 24 months. So Christmas time to
Did they run into any issues if they were to try and do Worlds and then introduce a new town hall like that late into the cycle?
I think they'd have to introduce it in the spring to give people time to farm them up.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would certainly separate the pros from the rest, right? Where they could, those guys could drop $1,000 and have everything done in the first week to get practicing, where the rest of us need just time to work through it and then get some practice time in.
I just need time for them to work through it, and then I'll copy it for my usual, 77% hits trying to do what they do.
Attaboy, Fado.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, and I think Town Hall 15 will have a new hero just by our pattern, right? King at 7, Queen at 9, Warden at 11, Champion at 13. So Town Hall 15 is going to have a new hero. Otherwise,
going to give us the Goblin King?
Who wants the Goblin King? I can't remember who asked for that. Outlaw? Was it Outlaw? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think so. So let's talk a little bit about 2021 in review. We're in year 2 of COVID. Has that impacted you guys' Clash experience? Did Clash help you get through another year of semi-lockdowns? Fado?
I don't know if I would have jumped back into the game if it weren't for COVID. I guess as long as my boss isn't listening, sure, I got a lot more time to Clash because I'm at home 100% of the time. So farming is like getting the 14 million per defense at Town Hall 14 is not all that hard anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, it's been good because I've been able to reconnect and find such a great clan to be in, and knowing there's a lot of support in and out inside the game and outside, external to the game. People who good friends. So that's been really good because it's been a pretty lonely year and a half or 2 years now.
Hefe, how about you?
Yeah, it's definitely socially has definitely helped, especially when everything first hit. We were locked down, and I work in education, elementary education. So like March of 2020, like our schools here just like there was nothing. We didn't even do distance learning. We'll talk about it in August.
That was the longest March break ever.
Yes.
Yeah. For us, it was the week of spring break. We left on Friday with an email that said we're not coming back after spring break. We'll send out more information as we know. And so there was, a lot of people worked from home. I basically started my summer break 2 months early.
Wow.
And minus all of the normal social things that I do, my Ultimate Frisbee season was canceled in 2019. Like that's my main competitive social outlet during the summers, and that was gone. So being able to hop on Voice and Red Thorn and chat with Storm and Peter and Fado and Kat, like that was a big thing. On the flip side, now that I'm back in school, like I can't get on during work, so this is something that I do in the evenings. So that part hasn't changed as life has gone sort of back to normal.
Yeah, as normal as it's going to get for a while, I think. Peter, how about you?
My work didn't really change. We're an ink manufacturer, so we're part of the supply chain. So we were, deemed essential workers, and so I kept going to work. So nothing really changed for me. What really hurt us was my kids and their social outlets. We lost all those touch points, from kids hockey to, baseball in the summer. That just ended. And of course, my kids now have basically outgrown it. They're unwilling to go back, or it hasn't really reopened back up. So yeah, missing a little bit of the social side, but at the same time, the group, the community here has been super duper to keep me going.
Yeah. I'm kind of similar. Like when COVID hit, work said, see you in 2 weeks. Let's go home for 2 weeks. And 2 years later, we're still trying to get back to the office. I was back in the office a couple of days a week, and the plan was for everybody to be back 100% starting in January. And then we just got a message saying, now we're working remotely to the end of February again. So that's I think Clash has kind of been a great social outlet. It's always been a very social game, but I think that's sort of helped a lot of people stay connected and sane throughout this whole long pandemic. So hopefully the pandemic comes to a close sooner rather than later. But here we are almost 2 years later and still experiencing remote learning and shutdowns and what have you. So who knows? But I guess it's time to do some shout outs. Hefe and Fado, do you guys want to go first? And then Peter?
I'll put Fado on the spot.
I'm busy scribbling away over here. I don't have any special ones. It's going to be a lot of familiar things. Always a shout out to anyone I came up in the Clash File family with, from the wall, always with AJ, Buddy, all the people, especially Redthorn, Darkthorn, that have been around the last 18 months or so as I've throughout this return. I wouldn't still be in the game right now if there wasn't good people to play with and to just shoot the baloney with on Discord voice chat. So big shout out to everyone at Redthorn. I'm not going to single anyone out because it'd be unfair. I'd forget enough people. So basically, Redthorn, Darkthorn, thank you so much. Great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Hefe?
Yeah, I think I'll keep it like Fado said, not shout out anyone specifically, but our voice crew over at Redthorn. Like, I can hop on and be angry typing at homework and just listen. Makes my evening, go a lot better. And then just to have a group of people that I can come on and talk about, like, this is what I envision like for my classroom, and have people that aren't in education at all, like, oh, I have kids. This is what I like to see.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I valued as a student. Like, I have like meaningful conversations that revolve around aspects of my life outside of the game with people on voice on a weekly basis, and that it's really nice to have that. That's it's refreshing, and I really do appreciate it quite a bit.
Awesome. Peter, how about you?
Just before I go, Hefe, would you just mind telling, I've talked about this on the pod before, would you just mind telling everybody who's listening about your work with some of those special needs kids, or I think that's the wrong term, and your Dungeons and Dragons, just to kind of get those kids up to speed?
Yeah, I'm currently a second grade teacher here in the United States, so that's like 7th and 8th grader, or 7 and 8 year olds. But previously, I worked in our special ed classrooms, generally in small groups with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. And if you've ever talked to me on voice before, you know that I kind of loathe just sitting in a desk and just listening to a lecture. I don't like that form of education. And so last year, I brewed up this idea that I could teach writing, literacy, and reading skills via Dungeons and Dragons with a group of 5th graders. And so we played a weekly game in the special ed room. When they all got pulled out, we would say replaced during their ELA lessons. And we would play, and we incorporated a lot of writing. So like a newspaper that got published, definitely a lot of writing and reading for, backstories for their characters. I made sure to do some work at home to like have letters that they found in the dungeons that they encountered, or books that they might find, and that was actually there for them on the table. Like, here is a tattered, burned book or letter. Like, what does it say? Instead of just telling them, and they would have to use those skills that we taught in class to interact in the game, and that was a lot of fun. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed coming to class, and those of you that have kids, 5th graders aren't super cool with school all the time. And these kids in particular, they know why they're coming to this bedroom, and they don't like to be there. And they really enjoyed this, and to them, it wasn't learning; they were playing a game. So it was good to see, and I got a lot of help from people in Redthorn on voice. Especially there are nights I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, this was really frustrating today. So it was very, very supportive.
That's fantastic. Anytime you can engage them, almost trick them into learning, or you get their minds off of, this is school, this is drudgery. No, you found a way to just turn it into something so fun and beneficial. That's just wonderful.
Yeah. So my shout out is to Hefe for being that next generation teacher that, I think kids really need, and especially now. And shout out to everybody in Redthorn and the CFF in general. Have a very happy new year. See you next year.
Perfect. My shout out is a little bit sad. There's a very special woman out in the Clash community, and Mischievous Val is her name. And as of this morning, she was in the final stage of her battle with cancer. She's been a beacon of light and positivity in the Clash world. She's been on streams and in Discord, and she's much loved by many, many people in Clash, and she will be very much missed. So that's my shout out. And thank you everybody for listening. If you're looking for a great group of clans in either Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, visit the Clash Files Discord to apply. As always, please send us your comments, ideas, and questions on Twitter at KGH Podcast, or join the Clash Files Discord at discord.gg/ClashFiles.